Hi cuties, if no one has told you already today, I want you to know that you are hidden. For those of you that are new, welcome, I am Jem, and in today's pick card reading, we are going to be discussing what is hidden from you. So in pick a card readings, you can view them how you like, you can watch the whole video, or you can watch whatever pile catches your eye. As long as you take what resonates and leave the rest. Disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. You decide your own future, you have your own free will. Also know that every reader reads differently. I tend to read very candidly and honestly, so warning, there will be deep messages. Before we hop into the video, I want to let you guys know the different ways you can help out my channel. One is by following my DEPOP, where I sell personal readings. That's linked in the description. 20 minutes of any deck you like, unlisted, for your eyes only. And then I have my Instagram as well if you'd like to check it out. Check that out. I also have an Amazon wish list of desired decks if you're feeling generous. Know that any donations to me are extremely appreciated but not expected. I thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video. So, how I'm feeling currently. So I just entered school, just got back into school. This is my last semester. Thank the fucking Lord. Get me the fuck out of here. Also, if you want to skip this, just skip to the timestamp down below to the pile selection. But yeah, I just entered school, so I've been very busy. I didn't realize how busy I was going to be. Just been pretty stressed and overwhelmed. But I feel like today has been the perfect time that I feel like I'm starting to get back into the groove and handle things better. So I was like, you know what? I want to film a tarot card reading today. I haven't had the chance. I haven't filmed in 2 weeks, so I really need to jump back in there and make a video. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get into the pile selections. So the pile selection that I'm going to do is I'm going to just like find a word in here. I didn't know what to like do. I felt like it'd be cool if we did like a little message. Like I feel like fits with the hidden vibe of like a tiny little foldable message. So let's see, let's pick one for pile 1. What little message can we give for pile 1 to help pile 1 choose their pile? Felt called to get this one. This one says joint. Like joint. This could be like smoking a joint. This could be like your knee joint, your hip joint. Joined at the hip, I just thought of. Could also be like something joint. This makes me think of weed specifically, so if that resonates. Pick pile 1. Now let's pick another one. Let's pick one for pile 2. See what we got for pile 2. Also, by the way, the image for pile 1. Now let's pick something for pile 2. I felt called to pick this one. We got honey. I just thought of like the food honey, or you could call, like someone may call you honey, or you may call them honey. I also thought of honey like the, this would be a perfect segue if I was sponsored by honey, to be honest. So that could be something with honey. We also have the image that correlates with that. Let's see, now let's pull one for the third pile. Let's pull a word for the third pile. What do we have? Felt called to get the skinny one right here. We got garden. I just thought of Garden of Eden. I also just thought of like the snake and the apple, eating the apple. Garden of Eden. I also just think of maybe someone who likes gardening or someone who's getting into gardening. Could also just be someone has a garden. So if that resonates, pick pile 3. Okay, let's hop into each pile. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose the word joint as well as the image, this will be your reading on what is hidden from you. So the first thing I want to do is I want to get just to like, I want to figure out what this topic is. Like I want to figure out what exactly are we going to talk about that's being hidden from you. So I want to pull some cards and then go based off that. Depending on what comes out, I will then oh, these cards were flipped. This card, mental illness, was flipped. But depending on what card comes out, then we will go based off of that discussion. So please give us a card to help us understand what exactly is being hidden from pile 1. To help us better understand the pile. I'm going to pull a lot of cards, don't worry. I just want to get... And let's shuffle this deck we'll shuffle this deck good so that we could get a real clean and thorough reading for pile 1. Alright, let's do it one more and then we'll pull a card. That was a disaster and a half. Alright. This is a fucking disaster. This is a disaster. Alright. Get the shit in a row. Get your shit in a row. We got Sagittarius came out. Sagittarius, so it came out in reverse. People-pleasing, childishness, or suppression. Okay, so this could be many things. This could be you. This could be representing you. This could also be representing maybe someone else who's a Sagittarius. But for some reason, I'm feeling called to talk about suppression because, like, usually what's being hidden from you is, like, things within you. Like, for example, people suppress things and they're like, oh, I don't know why I'm sad. And then it's like, because you're suppressing your emotions. There could be something to do with suppression, people-pleasing, or childishness that might be significant. Let's pull some more cards based off that discussion because I feel like that's something that is wanting to be brought up. It could also just be maybe someone specific who is a Sagittarius that maybe needs to be talked about. So let's see. Okay, we got Hustler and Butterfly Effect came out. Interesting. So with the Hustler and Butterfly Effect, whenever I think of Hustler, I think of hustler mentality. That's what this card is about. This is about, like, you know, I grind, you know, like, I grind my days, like, someone who just, like, fucking is a workaholic, doesn't stop working, doesn't know when to stop working, but they, like, it's a good thing, though, like, because we have it upright, it's like they're able to manage all these things at once. They could be really good at the hustle mentality, like, they, grinding for the bag, like, they, could be someone who likes to pursue, they're good at, like, chasing after their dreams and going after what it is that they want, and they know how to work hard. Like, I think they're good at, like, balancing between working hard and working smart. Like, this person is very smart and knows, like, they plan out on how to get there and, like, their future goals, and, like, they're very dedicated. And they could be someone who carries a lot of abundance. Like, they may be someone who, holds a lot of abundance or can provide a lot of abundance for other people because they're, like, a hustler. They may have a lot of hobbies, and for some reason maybe they profit off of all those hobbies. They could be someone who maybe is the type of person who switches positions in jobs, like they just are always getting, like, a raise and, like, switching their position to, like, manager. Like, they're going to, like, the highest level that they can in their work life. We also have Butterfly Effect next to this, which makes me think of, if you ever played the games made, what is it called? It's Until Dawn, and the other one that just came out, the one with the werewolves, I think it was werewolves. Yeah. So this one is the Butterfly Effect. This one is, like, your decisions that you make affect your future. This is, like, the belief that every decision you make affects your future, and it's always like, oh, choose wisely, think very thoroughly about every decision you make. And this is more about, like, you have your own say to your own future. This is that mentality here. So this could be something that maybe you think, or maybe this could be a thought that maybe you need to start thinking. Or I'm thinking this is more of a positive aspect. Like, this is this is all a good thing here because it's all upright. I think you have, like, if this is representing you, this person, whoever is being represented in this person, within this person, is very controlling, in their life, but in like a good way. Like they take action, they take control of their life. They're taking control of their life, and they're not letting, you know, things go by them. They're making the choices, they're making the actions, they're making hard decisions, and they, you know, they do it for the best for them. They're not letting things, you know, go by them, or they're not going with the flow. And and I think it's because they believe that their decisions is where they'll end up. Like they believe that they have control over their future, and that they will end up, because of the choices that they made, in the right, like the path that they want to make. And there's many different there's many different options and different paths that they could take. Like it branches out into more things, if you catch my drift. The opposite of that belief is like where you believe in fate. You believe in, like, for example, this tarot card readings, usually people believe in fate. People believe that there's a, you know, there's somebody watching over you who believes that, you know, things happen for a reason, or that you are destined to go through a certain thing in order to learn. And a lot of the time this could fall into like, it could be a little bit unhealthy sometimes to get into that mentality, just because it's I feel like it's both ways, to be honest. I feel like with everything, I'm the type of person that I feel like there needs to be a balance with everything. There needs to be a balance with this belief, like, yes, taking control of your life, but you also need to be able to lean back and let, you know, the universe and let things play out the way they need to. Because I feel like this is good, but then you could fall into being controlling and needing to control like your relationships, or control the outcome of everything, and it also affects your mentality when it comes to something that is out of your control that happens, that you're like, oh fuck, like, you know, it just immediately ruins your mood because you have no control of the situation. And then the other belief of like fate and the whole like things happen for a reason and destiny is like, it's good because it helps you learn how to go with the flow and relax and know that sometimes, you know, things happen. And the bad thing about it though is you allow yourself to, sometimes people fall into not taking responsibility for their actions. For example, like not facing the consequences. And they're like, oh yeah, it was just supposed to happen, when in reality it's like, you know, you still made the decision to do something that maybe wasn't the best for you at the time. As long as you live and you learn. And yeah, I know that might have been kind of difficult to understand, but that's what I get from the butterfly effect. That's like the concept around that card that I made. All right, let's see what else. This could be something that maybe this person maybe needs to needs to get into this hustler mentality. This could be something that maybe is like what's hidden from you. Something that maybe needs to be encouraged within you. You could be falling into possibly suppression, people pleasing, or acting a little bit childish. And this is saying like, you could be falling back into this, these qualities of life, or you could be currently in this mentality of like suppressing your emotions, people pleasing. Like you could be feeling a type of way with somebody, or whether it's like you're angry at them, you're sad with them, you may have feelings for them. There's just something that you're not sharing. You could be suppressing your emotions, and maybe it's people pleasing. Like maybe you are pleasing this person, and I think you, like, if you've done a lot of work to heal from those people pleasing tendencies, you may be falling back a little bit. And this could be like some advice saying like, hey, like, get back into this hustler mentality and like taking more control of your life. And this is saying to choose wisely. Like this could be your, you know, this could be like the universe is telling you that you have control over the situation, and now it's your turn to choose wisely. Like the universe is like, hey, we helped as much as we could with the situation, or we helped as much as we could, but now this is your choice. Now this is you taking action. Like everything that happens next is not us. It's you now. We also have the Renaissance man here. So the Renaissance man makes me think of hobbies. I think definitely we have the hustler and Renaissance man here. You could definitely be into the really pumping out work, just on the grind. And I think it's a lot of different things that you may be very interested in, like many different hobbies. Um, and you may excel a lot in many different things. Like, for example, let's say you're interested in science, or I don't know what the fuck happened to my voice there. You could be interested in science. You could be interested in, health. You could be interested in, like psychology. You could be interested in physical therapy. Like, you could be interested in so many different things. And, what the fuck? I just heard a car honking. Um, and this is saying like you could be needing to hustle and get back into the grind and find more stability um within these all these different things you want to pursue. For example, if you're like me right now, where you're in a time period where you're very busy, you're going through a lot right now, like you're like trying to handle a lot of things at once, and it may be like all these different things you're trying to pursue. This is saying like it's time to hustle, it's time to get on the grind, it's time to put in the work, and possibly also find a way to find a stable ground and discipline within this. Like, for example, let's say you have a job, you go to school, you have 3 different hobbies also on the side that you want to, excel in and make money off of or have abundance within. You have kids, you have a significant other, and it's like saying like you need to find a way to be able to maintain and find a balance and stability, and repeat these, like create a schedule, create a routine, repeat those things every single day, find stability within yourself and hustle that, like, and be able to survive within that, create discipline. Even if you're not feeling happy, even if you're like, not in the best mood, you creating stability within your life will help you with your mental state. You have to, for example, like, this is not saying to work your ass off and kill yourself over work. This is saying find the routine and discipline and stability, and set yourself limits of how much you could work on a project. For example, like if you have to work, set it for the amount of time you work is the amount of time you will be focused on that. And then once it's over, you leave at the right time. You don't stay late. You don't do extra work, because that's going to make you, that is how you are not able to sustain this work life. You need to be able to create a balance that you can manage, that you can survive, and create stability within and discipline. Okay, so that's the whole thing with like the Renaissance man too. Honestly, if you are interested, I really love the Renaissance man like mentality. It's very funny actually that we talk about that, because I'm currently studying about the Renaissance in school. So it fits really well that I maybe this is just something very significant for you in this reading. But the Renaissance man was basically this man who learned how to he had like, it got into like philosophy and concepts. Like this person, the I forgot what the main, I think it was Michelangelo, honestly. He was able to, he's also considered an angel, Michelangelo the angel, so that could be something significant. But he was able to create like perspectives. He learned how to paint correctly. Like he learned how to create perspectives in drawings, and find concepts like within paintings. And also he was able to make 2D drawings look like 3D. Like for example, like he was able to transfer like art 2D drawings into like 3D creations, like all these like famous churches in the Renaissance. Okay, so we have the moon, and then we have marriage here. So something else too that might be significant. Uh, I'm not really sure about this marriage card. Let me pull some more. I'm gonna pull one card right underneath the marriage card, just right here for right now. I wanna figure out what do you mean by this marriage card here. One, two. Okay. So you might be worrying a bit, having mixed emotions, specifically about marriage, maybe. You could be maybe like, oh, I need to get married soon. What about my marriage life? Maybe you're reflecting a lot on like getting married, or being in a relationship. Like maybe you feel like your self image and validation and your value of who you are comes from being married or comes from being in a relationship. And you could have a lot of like mixed thoughts about that, or a lot of like self pity, or just maybe a lot of sadness, maybe, like, because this talks about your emotions. This card represents your emotions. The moon is how you are affected, um, how you react with your emotions, who you are deep down. And I think maybe deep down you've been contemplating, maybe your self worth, the house of self when it comes to your marriage. And then we have monogamous here. You could be also really maybe criticizing yourself. Maybe you're like, maybe you're the type of person that doesn't really like monogamous relationships, or maybe you can't, like, you're not really the type of person to get married and be in a monogamous relationship. Or maybe you're the type of person that maybe feels like your value and your self-worth only comes from marriage or comes from a monogamous relationship, and it might upset you because maybe you are contemplating your self-worth because maybe you are single, or maybe you aren't married, or maybe you are not in a relationship. You could also be maybe be in a relationship and someone is maybe being like, hey, we should get married, and you're like, I don't know if I'm ready to get married. um or maybe you're pressuring someone else to get married because you want that validation. And I think a piece of advice from me, um is your worth, your value doesn't come from someone else. It comes from you. It comes from inside you. A lot of things. I also have been working on myself a lot lately. I've been going to therapy a lot. I have been. That's another reason why I haven't been around for a while. I've been so busy. But I think something specific is that your validation, your worth doesn't come from someone else. It doesn't come from a materialistic object. It doesn't come from marriage. It doesn't come from your money. It doesn't come from what you have, what you can provide. It's your validation and your worth comes from you and who you are as a person, within you. It's not about what's outside of you, any of those little things that are outside of you. I think you may have a clouded judgment about what is self-worth and what validation you need. You may seek validation from other people, especially maybe from someone else right now. Maybe you're seeking validation from a male or the opposite gender, more specifically because we have the monogamous relationship. Um, and this is saying like maybe you should do some deep reflection, ask yourself why do you seek validation from someone else? Maybe something specifically with your family life. Did you not seek the validation from your parents? Or did you not receive the validation from your parents? That's what I'm saying. I think also another thing too is when you start to find yourself seeking for validation, you need to provide that validation within yourself. Like you need to be the one. The only validation you need is your own. I always say that all the time. You are your own supporter, and you'll always be there at the end of the day. Like you need to be able to support yourself and validate yourself. So whenever you feel like in your mind, whenever you have that thought that, hey, like, oh, I'm nothing without this person, or I need to seek, whatever from this person, try to like catch yourself, be like, hey, no, actually that's incorrect, and reaffirm it with something that a validation that you provide for yourself. Like, I'm the type of, like, for example, like, let's say, oh, I feel so ugly today, and like you could be seeking, like, you may say something like, oh, I feel so ugly today around them, or around someone that you may seek validation from, and they're like, they don't say anything, or they'll say, oh yeah, you look pretty, but then like afterwards it only is temporary, it doesn't last, and that's because you don't feel it within you, and that's something you need to like see and be like, before you even engage, like before you engage in something like that, you need to catch yourself and be like, actually, I put out this outfit for today, I knew I was gonna look nice in it today, and even if I don't look that great today, it doesn't change me as a person, because I know I'm a human being and not every day I'm gonna look that great. And also, it's also just my perception of me being hard on myself and being very critical. I bet I look beautiful. Things like that. Okay, I know I've been rambling a lot. Let's. Jesus Lord! There's too many fucking cards. I just thought of, this may not apply, but I just thought of, like, maybe you haven't watched a tarot card reading in a while, because all those cards just fucking came out, and it was almost like maybe someone wants to tell you a lot of things, like, for example, like the universe or whoever's watching over you, or like maybe your higher self has a lot to say to you, and it's just like all coming out at once. Okay, we have the Creator in reverse. You could be not creating many things right now. You could be like, the universe is lacking your creations. Maybe you need to start creating again and start bringing more into life, like into the fuck is it called? Into reality, like creating things into the three-dimensional world. We have House of Family and Home. You could be struggling. I also thought that too. You could be struggling a little bit with your family or your house and home life. We have Uranus in reverse. So let me look very quickly on what does Uranus affect? What part of you? What does this planet reflect? Okay, so it says Uranus stays in each sign for 7 years, meaning it rules a whole generation rather than one person. It rules innovation, rebellion, and progress. Okay, so it's in reverse. So this makes me think of, you could be someone who maybe isn't rebellious, or someone who you could be very, like, maybe, I just thought of conservative, someone who believes in marriage, monogamous relationships, someone who's just more of like traditional. But this could also just be in reverse, meaning like you may not live a traditional life. You may not have a traditional family life, a traditional home. Maybe you had something specific, is maybe this hustler like thing is like, you could be someone who likes to work a lot and maybe not be that home, not be able to have children, or maybe just wants to live a life without having a family. You could be someone who maybe wants to travel, explore, and not have children. It could also just be something maybe like, you may not have a traditional like house way of living. Like, maybe, for example, you could be someone who works a lot, and the other person, or maybe you have both, like, you could be, you and your partner, or like someone in the future, your future spouse, you both may be workaholics, and you may work a lot and maybe not have a lot of time to have a traditional family life or family, like, so this could be something like, this is saying something about your house and home life, and it's more of like an innovative, maybe new way of living. This could be something very important within you. Maybe you like end up inspiring or creating a new way of living in this generation. Maybe this generation, the generation you're living in, may become more like not a traditional way of living. Like it's very rebellious, it's very innovative. Uh and I don't know exactly how that's gonna apply, but maybe you find a new way to um maintain a family life and house and a house life without having to have a caretaker or someone home all the time with your kids. Like maybe there's a way that you're able to successfully raise children and also be able to pursue your career, as well as your partner. And maybe this is some sort of like new way of living that you end up inspiring your generation. You're like this creator. With this creator thing, I think you definitely, this is bringing some more. You need to maybe possibly have some more independence, creating more independence, and also providing and creating, being the creator again. You may have been lacking this creative mindset and these hobbies you may have had. Okay, we also have Virgo. Virgo came out twice. So someone specifically with Virgo, you could have a Virgo in your moon sign. You could have a Virgo in your Uranus placement on your chart. Could also be in the fourth house. Maybe something specific here is the fourth house, Uranus in Virgo. So something with Virgo, you could be someone who this could be someone maybe significant maybe in your life, but I feel like this is more representing a placement in your chart. You could be possibly when it comes to innovation and progress, you could be someone who's very generous, very sensitive, and very nurturing. You could also be very maybe sensitive, like you might have very good sense of like you're able to tell or just have like a feeling like you're like maybe someone who feels a lot more than most, and that may play a part with how you progress in this innovative life. All right, so I know that was um quite a lot. I want to pull some more cards for you though, pile one. I want to pull some tarot cards because that was all oracles. Let's pull some tarot. So what else can you tell us? What other stuff can we talk about with pile one that might be hidden from them? Maybe something specific that's hidden from them that they want to know. What is hidden from them? One. I just saw party. I just saw like partying. That could be something significant. Okay, let's go off the first card. We got Queen of Pentacles. Okay, it says financial independence, self-care, work, home, conflict, self-centered, jealousy, smothering. Okay, so this is a very interesting card. So this makes me think from all the other cards that we just saw, I think this is supposed to represent you, and you could be possibly the Virgo. And we also have Sagittarius here, so definitely Sagittarius. So this card makes me think of you maybe need to find more financial independence. I think you need to not worry so much about whether or not you can provide for yourself and just go after it and start providing for yourself. I think you might be like, oh, like you could be contemplating like worrying about being a housewife. I just thought of like you could be worrying like, oh, who's gonna take care of the kids? You're like, oh, maybe you're around the time that people are getting married, and you're like, I need to stop working, and I need to stop. I'm only destined to be a housewife or a caretaker, or it's kind of like you limit yourself, or you're maybe having this mentality or thought process like maybe all I will live up to is being a caretaker, or like who's going to take care of the kids, or like, or you could be trying to be more financially dependent on someone else. Like maybe you're like just giving up already and you're like, you know what, I don't even want to like I don't even want to work anymore. I just want to give up and just be financially dependent on someone else who can provide for me. And or you could be limiting yourself and trying to, like, for example, if there could be someone else in your life currently that might be a financially independent person, and you could be like limiting yourself, being like, oh, I should depend on them, or I should just give up already and find and just like, I should just like rely on them. And you're like, oh, like you could be also a little bit jealous of this person. You could also be maybe a little bit smothering, like you're trying to smother them, or be the caretaker, be codependent, or just like be very like people pleasing. You could be people pleasing them, and it's like you are limiting yourself, and just, it's like you're like just surrendering and just like allowing this person to tell you who you will be and what you'll end up being. Like it's almost like this person could possibly be someone who maybe lives a very traditional life. Like maybe they want a wife that's a caretaker, or I know I said gender roles, but like that could be someone that they're looking for. Like they want a caretaker, and you probably feel like you need to fit into that role. I think this is saying like there could be also a lot of conflict with work and home. Like if none of that resonates, this could also just be saying in general, like you need to find financial independence. You may have already financial independence. Maybe there's not even anyone there, and it's kind of like you made the decision to, like maybe you had that option at some point. Like someone said, like, oh, you had an option whether you wanted to suppress yourself and become a caretaker and take care of this other person's children or something while they be the financial provider. And you may have already made the decision of, no, that's not my life path, and you ended up becoming someone who's very financially independent. And now it's like you may have work home conflict. Like maybe you have struggles with balancing your work and life situation. Like maybe you work too much and maybe you don't provide a lot, or you're not able to handle like raising kids or whatever, or having a family while doing that at the same time. It could be something that maybe needs to find, you may need to find a balance with, or find a routine with, that you can find that is manageable. Like for example, providing a routine, schedule, like making these things that you could follow, and you don't have to follow to a T. Because I know you may fall into perfectionism with that Virgo aspect there. I was feeling perfectionist. Not everything's gonna be perfect. You need to be able to provide yourself and give yourself a routine that is manageable and you can actually achieve. The more you can achieve in that schedule, the better you'll feel, the more achieved you will feel. The higher expectations you provide for yourself, the more you'll feel disappointed within yourself. And that's the same thing with people. The more expectations you put on people, the more you're going to be disappointed. Like you need to be able to give yourself expectations that you can reach. But there could be a lot of like, this could be saying like you may need to also find time to incorporate some self-care. You might be letting yourself go, or just like not maintaining your health and your body. You're not, your physical vessel, you're not treating it the best that it could be treated right now. Like maybe you are sick or needing to like take a break to recuperate for some time, and then get back into this. Like I don't think this is saying like take time for yourself and like relax. Like I think you should definitely give yourself some time, like a day or two, like a short period of time, to take care of your vessel, take care of yourself, your body, and your mind. Maybe you are mentally exhausted. And then right once you're done and you're able to set yourself a plan, I think this is definitely saying like you may need to create a plan for yourself and be like, make the schedule, write it out, like literally draw out your schedule. And every time something is unachievable, edit it, make it more achievable. And then get right back into the routine and continue with the routine, because the more you do the routine, the better you'll feel, the more achieved you'll feel, the more stability you will create within your life. All right, what off that as well? Oh. 3. We got the Lovers here too. Okay, so this could be, since it's upright, this could be, we're talking about someone else here. Let's pull another card actually. I want a card that's representing them. Please give me a card that represents them. 3. We have 7 of Wands. Okay, so this person could be a fire sign. They don't have to be a fire sign. They could just be someone who's very passionate, very fiery. They could be someone who possibly has a lot of fire placements in their charts, specifically Leo. We also have Gemini here, so someone could be a Gemini, doesn't have to be though. So those are the signs. We have love, harmony, relationships, union, partnership, sexuality, passion, values, aligned, deep love, a choice, the strength of two together. And then we have exhaustion, giving up, destroyed, confidence, overwhelmed, overly protective. So I think this person might be going through a lot right now. I want to zoom in. So this person here could definitely be going through a lot mentally, or they could just be feeling very exhausted. They could be just wanting to give up. That could be maybe giving up on the love between the two of you. Their confidence might be destroyed. I don't know specifically about what or why, because it seems like this love hasn't happened yet. I feel like this could be a friend relationship, or possibly someone you may have met recently, or there was just not really a relationship, because I feel like if the relationship was failing, I feel like it'd be in reverse. It could be that you guys are already in a connection, but the reason why I say this person could be maybe just a friendship right now. There could be definitely love though within this connection. I think this person might be giving up. Like, it just makes me want to read like giving up on the love, like giving up on love here. And it might be because this situation might be causing them to having their confidence destroyed, and that could give them a lot of overwhelming exhaustion. Like, they could be so unsure about this connection. It could also just be that maybe this person's people pleasing so much, or jealous of them, or smothering them to the point where it's like it's not a healthy relationship. It could be something that's maybe a toxic trauma bond type of relationship. And maybe it's not like what it is. It could be what it is right now, but it could also be that maybe you both are healing and reflecting, because we have the number 7, like reflecting on those attributes to try and like heal this relationship, or make it, or maybe you got into the position of where this relationship could actually happen. And it's like, it's almost too late. And there's maybe a lot of history already that maybe has caused this person to be very overwhelmed, or exhausted in trying to maintain or try for this relationship. So this could be someone that maybe you feel like you may like feel like this person may want you to be a caretaker, may want you to like marry them soon, and that could be a lot that maybe stresses you out because maybe you're the type of person that wants to be, you want to work, you want to be able to you don't want to maybe limit yourself. Maybe you have the view of that you would have to limit yourself in order to be with this person, and maybe that could just be a limiting belief that you might be holding for yourself. Like, you don't know for sure if that's the life that you may have with this person. And you may not even be giving this relationship a chance. Let's see what else. What else do we got here? Let's see. One. Okay. Oh, we have Two of Cups. Oh. Okay, so definitely a love situation going on here. So we got Two of Cups. Let me pull another one. Give us another card to help us understand the Two of Cups. The Magician wanted to come out, but very like slightly. That was kind of like, here you go, here. So the Two of Cups in reverse says self-trust. I almost said self-trust. Wow. I just accidentally said that, and I think that might be important. So, okay, for example, you might be someone who people pleases, and you might be afraid that maybe you were hurt in the past, and you're afraid that maybe this person might be the one to hurt you. And I feel like this situation is saying like, we had the butterfly effect, and this is saying like you may be in the middle of making a choice, and this is saying like you need to be able to trust yourself in making the right decision. I feel like making the decision and being with this person has nothing to do with you not trusting them. I mean, it might be a little bit that you might worry and like not trust them, or you're worried about a breakup, or you're worried about like broken communication or whatever. But I think it's also that you're afraid that you can't trust yourself. You might be worried that you might fall into the same patterns of what you used to do in the past. Like smothering or people pleasing. It could also be that maybe there was a lot of jealousy in the past between you and this person, and maybe it was because you wanted to be this person. This could be a lot of fear you may be having. And I think this is saying like, hey, even if, let's say, worst case scenario, this person ends up being the person that you thought, the person that maybe they are, become the person that has hurt you in the past, or they may have similar attributes and maybe, the relationship just doesn't work out. That's okay too. That is okay if things don't work out. Because you know why? You gave it a shot, you tried it out, it didn't line with you, it didn't fit with you, it didn't work out. And now you know, and now you can move on and move forward. I think another thing too is you can trust yourself to make the right decisions now. You have learned. You have grown. I think you might be worried like, oh, what if I fall into old habits? What if I fall into past behavior and I surrender all my needs to please them? And it's like, hey, now, you are aware of this now. You are aware of how your actions may push you into those like into those behaviors, and you know how to stop that now. You know how to, even if you fall into it once or twice, you still need to know, you still need to remind yourself and be aware and be like, hey, you know, like, I need to stop doing that. You are aware and you can trust yourself to make the right decisions. Okay, and then we have action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, skill, and creativity. I feel like you have a lot of doubt, but I feel like your higher self or your spirit guides or whoever's watching over, whatever you believe in, they are telling you you have manifested this. Okay? They have given this to you. They have given you this person. And this is saying to, this is like a maybe. I think they want you to take action towards this connection. And find the power and willpower and self-confidence to know that you can have this if you want to. Stop letting those limiting beliefs of giving up and that destroyed confidence and like the fear of like this person being overly protective, or fear that maybe you're fearing that this person has given up on the relationship or the situation. And this is saying like, you never know until you try. You haven't even tried, you know, like you haven't even tried it out or given it a shot. So that's with that. What else? Give us another card. We have, okay, well, 3 cards came out, and I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed by those, so I'm gonna... Oh, okay, we got 2 swords. Yeah, so you need to be able to be the one to make the decision. They're not gonna make the decision for you, but I feel like they're saying, like, your opportunity might be coming to a close, and they definitely may have put you in this situation for you to take action, whether you want to or not, but I feel like they want you to at least give it a shot. At least try it. It says difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance. You could be also avoiding this a lot. And it's saying like stop being scared, like don't be scared, find the courage. You may need to possibly step into your Leo energy. Okay, so I want to ask, how does this person feel? How does this person feel? What does this person feel? I'm not going to correlate the cards above it. Let me shuffle again. Let me take these cards away, actually. How does this person feel about the situation? I want to know, how does this person, this other person feel? Please tell us how this other person feels. How does this other person feel? 1, 2, 3. So they could be feeling very regretful. They could feel very disappointed. They could be feeling very pessimistic about it. They could be feeling like a failure. Let's pull another one. 1, 2, 3. We have Page of Cups. Okay, someone could be a Scorpio. But it could also, doesn't have to be Scorpio. Like, this could also just be they're feeling very emotional about this situation. The cups represent emotions, so they could be feeling very their emotions are very tied to this situation. Um, so we have Page of Cups, creative opportunities, intuitive messages, curiosity, possibility, happy surprises, dreamer, sensitive, and new love. I think this person might be feeling very pessimistic about this connection. They could also be, honestly, I feel like you guys are kind of like, you may mirror the feelings about this. This person's definitely feeling very pessimistic, and they may feel like disappointed because what they want, they see you as someone who's a creative opportunity. I think they are inspired by your work ethic. And you might like, you might feel like that's a negative thing, like, oh, you might be afraid to be with this person because you might feel like, oh, they don't want me to be successful, they want me to just leech off them. When in reality, like, this person might really find you inspiring and might really want to create this creative opportunity um within this passion, like this your career, your passion. I think this person, you may have like the same career, or um they want to have, possibly they see you as a creative opportunity. I think there also might be getting a lot of intuitive messages that they may just be ignoring. For example, like, there might be like signs that you like them. There might be signs people are telling them, like, hey, like, she's acting, or like he's acting, or they're acting a little weird, like they just like have noticed like these signs, and their body, it's like their body's trying to tell them something. They're getting so many intuitive messages, but their mind is just like, their logical mind is like, no, no, I don't think so. No, no, I don't think so. um they're very curious, I think, about it too. Like, they're curious of the possibility. I think they may like picture a future. They may picture of what it would be like. And I think they may be a dreamer. Like, they may dream about the situation, dream about the romance. They may be sensitive, or have some sensitivity to the topic. Like, maybe when people bring you up or talk about you or talk about their like your relationship with this person, they might feel very sensitive to it, and maybe a little bit like insecure about it because it's something that it worries them. I think they also see you as new love, or a new possibility of love. All right, what else do they see? We also have new beginning of love. Okay, if this, bro, this is definitely a love reading right here. Like, this is definitely about having a romantic love with, or like some sort of love with this person. Um like, this is really crazy. Cuz we have like so many fucking cards about love. This person, I'm supposed to be channeling what this person feels for you. So, I don't want to like, I know you might be feeling pessimistic about this too. You're like, "Oh, I don't really know," but, and I don't want to get your hopes up. I really do feel though that this person, I really really feel though that this person is seeing this as a love opportunity as well. Um we have one Ace of Cups that's like literally the new beginning of love, like new beginning to love. New beginning, new love, new love, new love, like literally new love. Um Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings. Maybe feelings just randomly sparked up recently, like the feelings are like developing. We have spirituality, we have intuition. There could be a lot of intuition playing a role in this situation. Also, there could be a potential of a new child, or a child with this person, proposal. This person may literally consider you like a marriage. Um, they may consider getting married to you, um, and proposing to you, honestly. Like, and even having children with you. Like, this person, I think sees you as like wifey husband material. My arms are sweating. I'm stressed. Um, okay, so this person could definitely be contemplating. Let's get one more card. Let's wait, we have no, yes, yes, no, maybe. This person just literally contemplates. They're like one day they're like yes, or they're one day they're like no, disappointed. I don't think this is gonna work out. Then the next day they're like yes, it's gonna work out. Like we could give it a shot and trying to pursue. And then and then again they're like yes, and then no, and then maybe I don't know. Like this person is like does not know what they want. They may have a fear of illusion. So there could be some sort of illusion play right now. It could be maybe you um that might be causing this illusion. Like for example, you might be putting on like your best attitude, your best self right now, like trying to impress the person. Um and or you could be causing illusion for yourself, like for example with like you may be giving this person very high expectations, like you may be putting this person on a pedestal and seeing them with high expectations when in reality it's like they cannot achieve those expectations that you've set for them, so they're just constantly letting you down, and that might cause you to leave with regret and pessimism. You're like, oh, this is not gonna work out because of those high expectations you put. I think you need to be more realistic and realize that this person is human. And also, if that's not you doing that, it might be them doing that as well. There could just be some sort of illusion at play. But to see them for who they are and who they are really, like be grounded in this situation and know that they're not perfect. I think this person might see you as someone who's they might see you as someone who's very mysterious, a dreamer. They may see you someone who's very intuitive. They may see you as someone who has a bit of anxiety, a fear. They could also be feeling that way, like around you. Like maybe they are feeling very closed off a bit, or like they're trying to be more mysterious. They could be also creating like an illusions, or having anxiety about the situation. I think head over heart, someone might be, I think that both of you, to be honest, might be thinking more with your head over your heart. Um, this person might see you as someone who's very disciplined, very truthful. You say only the truth and speak the truth. You could be also very honest. You could also be like have a lot of mental clarity, and like you always know what to say. Like you might have a really wise words, and they might see you as an authority figure. Like maybe you provide authoritative like advice or just a position. It might be like both way for both of you. Like I feel like you both might be um that mentality. I think a piece of advice for you, Pile One, definitely is do not allow you like don't allow yourself to get lost in this relationship. I think something specific before you get into the relationship, you need to really know who you are as a person and find your identity. And once you enter this relationship, or if you make the decision to, don't lose yourself within it. Make sure you stand your ground. Make sure you set boundaries. Don't be afraid to set boundaries just because if this person may not like you after you set a boundary. Who fucking cares? If the person doesn't allow you to set boundaries, they're not the one for you. You need to always set your boundaries. Also, be honest. Don't people please. Don't sacrifice your needs and what you want in life in order to be what this person wants. You're not going to fit their blueprint. You're not going to be able to fit into their missing hole. They need to feel whole within themselves, and you need to feel whole within yourself in order for this relationship to last. Okay, thank you so much, Pile One. I hope you enjoyed. I talked for a fucking hour, but I hope you enjoyed. I know I rambled, and I was a lot, but I was trying to get the best I could with explaining what I'm seeing. So, thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye! Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose the honey, little word honey, this image, this will be your reading on what is hidden from you. So first, I want to start off with, I want to know, I'm going to go based on what I feel. So whatever comes out first, I'll ask questions because I want to know exactly what is hidden. So the first card I'm going to pull is based off your emotions. So what are the emotions involved in what's hidden? So I'm going to shuffle this deck. What is hidden from pile 2, and more specifically, what are the emotions that are involved with the situation that is hidden from pile 2? Okay. 1, 2. We have pain and we have space. All right. So this could definitely be something to do involved with someone. You might be having space from someone, and it might be causing you a lot of pain. Okay, please pull out a card. I'm gonna shuffle this deck. Please pull out a card that represents maybe the person that is causing the pain, or the person that might be, the person that pile 2 may have space from. Maybe give us a card that represents who that person is. 1. Hold on. This, like, I didn't shuffle it good enough because some of the... And there was like 3 cards. I'll shuffle it again, don't worry. If the card was meant to come out, it'll come out again. I see, the Lovers keeps coming out. One. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. So it could be someone who's a hard worker, productivity, routine, conservation, efficiency, responsibility. This person could have placements of Taurus and Aries. More specifically, they may be someone who has a lot of earth, like, because it's the Pentacles. I want to see, let me pull one of these. Give me one of these, please. She my best friend, yeah, we not a couple. This song is stuck in my head. I saw like Gemini, so that could be something. You may want to watch pile 1, to be honest. Off the bat, I'm getting similar vibes, but it may not be. It could just be someone maybe is continuing watching from pile 1. Right, give us a card. This person could possibly be lucky. 1. Oh, we have insecurity. Okay, so there could be a lot of insecurity within this connection that may have caused a lot of space and a lot of pain. I think this person could be definitely someone who likes to work. They may be a hard worker. They may have productivity. They may try to make a routine. Conservation. I think they preserve, like, they're able to, like, they're very stable. They may move slower than usual, but I think they're like a fast earth sign. Like, usually earth signs are known for being very slow, but this person, like, works quickly and efficiently, and they may also have a lot of responsibilities that they're able to maintain. I think something more specific about this person may, like, have a lot of insecurity that might be very difficult for them to, there could be a lot of, sorry, there could be a lot of pain within this relationship or whatever this is, whatever this connection between the two of you, because there was a lot of insecurity and it caused a lot of pain, and there could be a lot of space also between the two of you. Like, if this is branching off the first pile, it could be because it's a situation of maybe you don't feel like you guys could work out together. Like, maybe if it's a love relationship, maybe you feel like you wouldn't be able to have a good relationship, or maybe you see all like the problems within this connection, so you create a lot of space, and it's because you're very like, you're both maybe have a lot of insecurities that cause you to create this space away from each other and create like your own pain. Like, it could be your insecurities are what's causing this pain, like being very sensitive to the things they say, or having high expectations. Another thing, like having high expectations for this person and being like, oh, I expect them to act this and this way, and then when they don't follow this, ridiculous expectation, like way too high of an expectation, it's like it causes you pain, because it's like your own insecurity that's causing this issue. Like, I'm sorry that this is kind of hard to explain, but for example, like, let's say this person doesn't text you back off the bat, doesn't text you back for like a couple hours, and this causes you pain because you're insecure about them not texting you back right away. When in reality, you're setting that expectation for this person to text you back right away, and you didn't even communicate with them that you wanted them to text you back. Like, hey, like, when you get the chance, as soon as you can you, always text me back? But also, they do not owe you that, and it may not just be the person that they are. It's like that's just an insecurity that causes yourself pain. So if that doesn't resonate, just ignore that. That could be like they're that way. That could be something that the way they portray or like look at this relationship, or view this relationship, they may have caused themselves a lot of pain and a lot of space because of their own insecurity. I think this person, more specifically, it's about them and their insecurities. But it could be like both of you within that connection. Maybe you guys already had a friendship or relationship or some sort of falling out with this person. But there's something about this person that's hidden from you that we're gonna get to the bottom of. Let's pull some more cards. I'm gonna just get rid of these cards for right now, but we need more room for more cards. So what specifically, can we get to the story of what exactly is hidden? There's something about that person that's important that might be hidden from you. And by the way, like, I know I like continued off a little bit about pile 1, because I feel like it kind of felt like it was continuing with all the cards that I kept seeing. But this could just be completely different. Like, this could just be someone that maybe you've had a falling out with in the past. What did I fucking say, bro? This could definitely be a continuation from pile 1, to be honest. Reason why I say that, because we did get Gemini energy in the last pile, and Gemini came out again. So, and I saw the Lovers in this pile come out again. I kept seeing it, and I kept seeing some cards from pile 1. Okay, so if it doesn't, I bet you could still find some messages within this reading without having to watch pile 1. This could be something specific for someone else. Maybe you guys just have similar signs. Like, for example, you're dealing with a Gemini, and maybe the last reading was dealing with someone like that too. I don't know. We have understanding, communicator, and friendships. So this could be maybe this person, somebody who's a Gemini, who is being more understanding, who's being more of a communicator, maybe a renewal of friendships. We have growth, we have paranoia. Next to each other came out. There could be a lot of growth that this person is going through. There could be a lot of growth on your side. Like if you are the Gemini, you could be going through a lot of growth. More specifically, you could be becoming more understanding. You could be becoming someone who's better at communicating. You may be growing in your friendships. Something specific about you. I think you may have dealt with a lot of shit in the past, and to the point where you may have a lot of paranoia, or you just kind of get like, for example, right? This paranoia card makes me think of someone who has, if you think about it, right? Think about it. What causes paranoia? It's usually because someone has dealt with something in the past, some PTSD or some sort of trauma, right? Or some just like traumatic experience where they've learned so much from it. And what causes them paranoia is similar signs. So, for example, like someone who may have had some shit in the past happen, and they noticed a red flag that that person had. For example, like maybe this person, like something that was traumatic was their ex cheated on them, right? And right before they found out that their ex cheated on them, it was like the guy was giving them red flags or signs, like, oh, not talking to them much, they weren't having sex, they're kind of just like very standoffish, and they're like, why are they acting this way? And then they found out that they cheated on them. And maybe, for example, paranoia, something, later on, this person, like let's say this person hasn't healed properly from it, or but still, even if they did heal properly from it, and I think they are healing properly from it, it's like they still kind of have these little like the little freak out points where they're like, it's almost like a little bit of PTSD where they're like, ooh, like what? They see like a sign, like for example, they get into another relationship and like this person is a little standoffish, or isn't really talking too much to them just because maybe they're just busy or something. And your immediate paranoia is, oh, this is a red flag. Oh, this person's cheating on me. Or they see all the signs and they're like, they feel that something's up, that something's wrong, that they're like, this feels like I'm reliving the same thing. And I feel like that is for you to understand and find the difference between what is your paranoia, what is your trauma, versus what is your intuition. What are the red flags that you are seeing that is telling you and notifying you that something is up? I think a lot of the time we may confuse those things, those two different things. I feel like one thing that helps me identify what is my overthinking, what is my paranoia, versus what is my actual intuition, and my the red flags that I can tell and point out now and I've learned from, is how much evidence do you have? If you have one little thing like, oh, this person's is acting a little weird, and then you talk to them and they tell you like, oh, sorry babe, like I just was so busy today, I couldn't really, blah blah blah, and they provide you the action, they provide you some sort of action to line up with what they say, then that was just overthinking. That was just you overthinking. That was just, some trauma that you've dealt with that made you paranoid. But a piece of like a part that would be your intuition, and that would be the red flags, and something that you should definitely that would be like, something is trying to be told to you right now, would be this person tells you, oh, sorry babe, I'm busy, and then they don't make it up to you, they don't do anything to do it again, and they just continue to do it. Or there's more signs of other things that they're doing that's a little off, like they're not texting you, they're not sleeping with you, they're like there could just be a lot, like for you to really know like that, you know, it's your intuition and it's something's trying to be said, is if there's a lot of fucking evidence. There's a lot of evidence being provided to you. Their body language is off. Their facial expressions is off. The way they talk to you is off. The they aren't hanging out with you as much. They're creating a distance with you. Text. It's like it has to be a lot of evidence, and then that could be like, hey, you know, then your intuition is definitely fucking trying to tell you something like this isn't correct. There's something up. There's something is up. That is something that is, you know. Anyways, I just rambled about that, but I think the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is I feel like you are good at deciphering between those two things. I think you might be a little bit more on the paranoid side sometimes, but I feel like it usually keeps you safe. And it's a good thing because it's like even though you're a little bit paranoid, it's like you don't lose yourself within it and you're still able to at the end of it all, you're still able to decipher what it was overthinking and what is actually true intuition. I think it's good though because you are a little bit paranoid and you always are trying to make the best decision for you and you're always trying to make sure that you think very thoroughly and very through all these different decisions you make in order not to repeat the past or you know, learn. You're trying to always learn from the red flags. Like you've learned so much and it's a good thing. It's good that you are just a little bit paranoid to always watch out for yourself and not let yourself fall into bad situations. We have loss and we have positive. So all right. So I think something specific is I think you might be separated from pile one actually after reading these. This could be honestly it could be the same person. I don't fucking know. But for some of you, I think this could be that maybe it was a good thing that you lost this person. Like not like an actual loss. I don't think it's like an actual loss. I think it's just that maybe this person has created space from you. And this is saying this is a good thing. Because you may have, this may have been the relationship that you've learned a lot from and had to heal a lot from. The past cards that we had, whoever that Knight of Pentacles was, you maybe needed that space. It was a good thing. That space might have caused you, brought you a lot of growth. And I feel like for this case, that was supposed to happen for a reason. Like for this situation, it's like that was supposed to happen for you to provide you all this growth and knowledge about knowing your decisions and knowing how to make the best decisions for yourself. Like that was supposed to teach you a lot of things. Whether you've learned those lessons from this person that you have space from, or if you just, you know, learned lessons from someone else and this person you've just created space from as a result to that. I think either way, the space was meant to happen for you to grow and it was very beneficial. I think maybe something specific, whether, I'm not sure if this person is gonna come back into your life, or maybe there will be a better time for this connection, but I feel like this is saying like either way the space was beneficial. We have rebirth. I think I'm just gonna take this card. Two other cards came out, isolation and wishes granted, but I'm not gonna take them out because I don't take out 3 cards. I only take out if it's 2. That's just how I read, to be very precise. We have separation. Okay, so definitely separation from this person. I think you may have separated from this person and you might be going through an insane rebirth. You might be in the process of an insane transformation. Like you are going to be changing everything about yourself. Like it's a newborn. Like you're literally like a newborn. With your mentality, with your physical body, with your physical health, you could be better at understanding, communicating what it is you need, what it is you want. You could have better friendships. Maybe you're healing, growing as a person, learning to how to maintain better friendships. Just a lot of fantastic things coming your way, and lessons, and not even like lessons, like bad lessons, like having to relive this hurtful past with whoever. This is more about that will lead you into you learning so much, and not even learning how to stay away from making bad decisions, especially with that paranoia card. All right, let's see what else. We have House of Possessions too. This could be, I just thought of like possessing people, like possessing someone. And what I mean by that, meaning like controlling them, having them or seeing them as something you own, or something that, you know, to control and dominate. 3. For example, like a relationship like Edward and Bella Cullen, where it was like, I watched a therapist react to it, and he was talking about how it's a very toxic relationship because he's very controlling and doesn't allow her to make any decisions of her own, when in reality she's her own person, can make her own decisions. She's the type of person that, you know, in every relationship, this person shouldn't be controlling and deciding things for you. You need to be able to decide for yourself. And maybe that was some sort of aspect in the relationship that you had where this person was very controlling of you and told you what to do, how to think, how to act, and maybe it was because you just didn't know who you were at the time. But there could have been a lot of possession within that. I think the second house, House of Possession, could also represent your things. Something positive about your things. You may be gaining a lot more things in the future. Like maybe you will start to have your own house, keys, maybe your own car. Maybe something comes out of this separation that you'll end up owning. For example, like something materialistic. Let's get one more. 2, 3. We have people pleasing in reverse. So I think something, since we have 2 positives next to it, I'm going to say that this is supposed to be a positive message. I think you are learning to not people please. We have a lot of people pleasing talking in this reading. It's so weird. This comes out in pile 1 too, so but you're learning not to people please anymore. You're learning not to people please other people. This may have caused you to learn not to people please. Maybe you needed the space from this person in order to learn not to people please anymore. And learning how to be your own individual self, and not, the expression that I love so much is, you need to fill your cup first before you can fill others. Do not give yourself away with an empty cup. You can't give, you can't provide anything. You can't provide anything to people with an empty cup. And that talks about like your mental exhaustion. Like if you are mentally exhausted, constantly giving so much to all these other people, texting them back immediately, you know, going out of your way, being like, oh, don't worry, I did this, and this, and if you wanted to do this, this way, it's okay. Like, you don't have to over-explain yourself. Speak short, quick, be like, hey, this. You don't have to worry about the emotions you give off. It becomes incredibly exhausting, constantly having to worry about every little thing and how you'll impact the other person. Who cares? Be yourself. Be who you want to be, and if they have a problem with it, they should come up. The proper way is they'll come up to you and address it. You don't have to predict how they'll feel or what they're thinking, because if it's a problem, that's their issue. They need to come to you with. You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells in every relationship, or walk on eggshells with this person trying to predict how they feel. It's mentally exhausting. It's time to, I think you're definitely learning and realizing that just don't worry about it. Don't even worry about how other people, obviously be considerate and try not to be a non-compassionate person, but also don't sacrifice your authenticity for compassion, if that makes sense. I hope that helps. There's a lot of black here as well. We have a lot of black. So I definitely think there's a lot of space from you and that person. I definitely think, though, growth is coming to you. All right, I want to pull some tarot cards now. We have a couple minutes, and I want to talk a little bit more. What else can we tell Pile 2? What else can we provide and explain to Pile 2 of other things that are hidden from them? And we could ask how this person feels. They may not be interested in hearing what they have to say, though. Let's see. What else is hidden to Pile 2? Okay, we have there could be possibly some illusion. I want to pull these cards too. Okay, so we have something that might be hidden from you is there could be a lot of confusion. Let's pull, honestly, let's just pull another row of cards underneath it to help us understand each card. So you have 2 pentacles. 1, 2, 3. We have 6 of swords. And we have 2 swords. Wow. Okay, so 2 could be significant to you. This is also Pile 2, so 2 could definitely be significant. I think I just thought something specific that might be not known to you, and a bit of a mystery is your decision. I think you might be still needing to make a decision about something, and there could be a lot of confusion around that, and a lot of fantasy, and a lot of an illusion. I think something more specific is like maybe someone is creating fantasies for themselves, like I said in my last pile. I think there's a lot of similarities to the first pile, so you definitely may want to check out the first pile. You may be creating your own fantasies in your own head about who this person is or who they are, and you're like putting very high expectations for them and saying, oh, like they're gonna be perfect and this is exactly what I want in a relationship, when in reality this person will never be that, and you may disappoint yourself because what you're projecting is not who they actually are, and it's unfair for them because you never really give them a true chance, because all you see is who you want them to see or who you want them to be, and you feel disappointed, or you constantly are creating disappointment, like being disappointed. You're creating your own disappointment because you're not allowing yourself to be grounded in reality and seeing this person for who they truly are, and going off of there. So that could be something specific about this. Like there could be you are creating your own fantasy or illusion, or this person could be creating their your fantasy or illusion. Like this person may not show you who they truly are off the bat. They might be, showing you what they want you to see, or creating a bit of an illusion because they want to make you intrigued by them, or be curious about them, or just intrigued. I think I just thought of like something that you may be repressing, or something within you that you may not be aware of that's kind of hidden is um it says multiple priorities, time management, adaptability, and balancing of decisions. I think this is saying like you may not be aware that you're being overwhelmed by choices. You could be overwhelmed by multiple priorities. You could be overwhelmed by time management, adaptability, and balancing decisions. I think, and that's something that you maybe are repressing. Maybe you are just repressing um, all of this. And this could be something you maybe really need to reflect on, because we have the number 7, and this makes me think of reflection. And I think maybe journaling, a journal thing that you could bring up is, how can I stop fantasizing and setting high expectations for people? Ask yourself how you could do that. Also, what are these priorities I need to manage? Create a routine, create a schedule that you can manage, create some time management. Also, understanding the adaptability that you have, like knowing that you are able to adapt to this difficult, busy time, or to manage these priorities. Also, acknowledging that you are balancing on a decision right now. Definitely, I think that's the main one, because we have decision here. I think you are kind of blindfolding yourself from this decision. You aren't looking at what's in front of you right now, and that there's a decision that it needs to be made. And you could just be kind of ignoring this, and it's saying like, hey, stop ignoring it. It's time to acknowledge it and don't repress it. Don't allow yourself to repress it, because then you'll forget about it and let this choice go by, or it might just it might just start to cause you a lot of overwhelming anxiety. So, and don't, because I say that, don't allow yourself to act impulsively and make a quick decision. Really think thoroughly. Give yourself the time to think. Just don't repress the thought or the decision. So we also have balance, harmony, moderation. This makes me, I don't know why I just thought of honey for the temperance. Like, I looked at the description and just immediately thought, I think harmony made me think of honey. So maybe your honey is Sagittarius, I just thought. Anyways, we have Sag though here, and we have Libra, Aquarius, and Capricorn, and Scorpio. So, we have balance, harmony, moderation, patience, being sensible, purpose, finding meaning. I think this is something that maybe is an advice for you, is finding balance. Finding balance. Balance is so important. I love just the concept of knowing everything in moderation, like you shouldn't overdo anything. And I think a little bit of some things are beneficial. For example, like, don't, this whole like this thought of creating a fantasy for a person, like, it's good to have high expectations. It's good to have expectations, or high expectations, I mean, for what you want. But also know that you need to find a balance with what someone can do for you, and also being able to accept somebody for their flaws and their shadow aspects, things you may not like about them. and know that they're a human being and they are going to have things that you don't like. I think also finding a balance with fantasizing about this relationship and also being grounded in reality. You may fantasize about this relationship a lot, and this is saying like you need to ground yourself in reality. Or maybe you found yourself in the past a lot fantasizing about this connection, when in reality, like when it wasn't really happening, in reality, like it was kind of just like all in your mind, like thinking about like romantic things that they would say to you, or just like things like that. Like it's nice and it brings a sense of entertainment, but also you don't want to fall into this unstable um fantasy world, because it's not realistic. I think you need to, like with that, you need to find a balance. It's like you need to be grounded in reality, grounded with what they say, understand and like see what they say to you or how they act, what it is. Like, okay, for what it is. You have to, like, whatever they say to you, you need to see it for what it is, exactly what it is they say. For example, like this person says, "Oh, your eyes look pretty." In your mind, you're like, "Oh, they're flirting with me. Oh, they're, blah, blah, blah." But then also you need to remind yourself, all they said was that my eyes were pretty. Someone who was a friend could also say that as well. I think it also, this comes into the situation, for example, where you need to realize the difference between overthinking and true intuition. Is there a lot of evidence that is providing you this information, in order to truly trust your intuition and understand that it is intuition and not overthinking or overanalyzing? Finding a balance between that as well. So, and then we also have personal transition, resisting to change, unfinished business, emotional baggage. So I think there's still some stuff that needs to be worked on. There's still some stuff that needs to be dealt with, some emotional baggage more specifically. Maybe when it comes to finding a balance, and being able to balance everything. It's funny, he's like balancing decisions more specifically. I think something specific is, I think you balancing this decision may leave you with unresolved business until you make the decision. And this will be here until you make that decision. And it's okay if it lingers around for some time. Give yourself as much time as you need. But know at some point, you're gonna have to make a decision. Obviously, think thoroughly. Think patiently. Be sensible. Journal pros and cons, or write yourself things of your thoughts. You could even write in the comment section, talk about what it is you're dealing with, or what it is the decision that you may need to make. And there's always people here to give you advice. Know that just because people give you advice doesn't mean you have to take it, but it's always good to hear people's advice and what they think that may help you. So I think you are stuck in this situation and not having this full personal transition just yet because of this unresolved decision. And I think that this is saying, like, it's okay, and until you are ready to change, but there's gonna be a point where you're gonna have to make the decision in order to personally change and transition. So we have judgment here, card 20. It says judgment, rebirth, inner calling, a new phase, absolution, reckoning, awakening, redemption, forgiveness, and mercy. Wow, it's just like, it's actually really interesting that I'm seeing all this stuff. But so with this card, this judgment card is saying, like, once you make the decision, there's a finish line. This is like the finish line. This is like you're stuck at a number 9 and you're ready to transition to the number 10. It's like in a phase where it's like with cards, with the decks, with the tarot, they talk about a cycle. A number of a cycle is from 1 to 10. It's like the 20 is the 10. You are this new phase in life. And I think this will come after this rebirth, this new phase, this new sense of judgment, inner calling, awakening will happen once you make the decision. I think also something specific is a redemption. Being able to redeem yourself, someone being able to redeem themselves, forgiveness, being able to forgive this person, and mercy. The reason why I bring this up, why I was shocked, was it's just like very, tarot is so interesting to me. It's so funny because I'm learning like in school about the Renaissance and like that time period with the angels and like just how they portrayed and like looked at the world. It's just like this card reminds me of that era so much. And it's so funny that I'm literally learning about this right now in school, and this is how tarot cards are depicted. This is like, when did they fucking create tarot cards? I swear to God. It's probably around that time period. But yeah, I don't know. That's so crazy to me. They would always, I don't know. That's interesting. We have difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, deadlock. I think you're definitely avoiding this situation for what it is, and this is saying like, you know, it's okay to avoid it for some time, but you need to really, you know, don't repress it. Remember that this is still a decision you need to make, and it's you're going to have to make the decision at some point. Okay, so that is all I have for you, Pile 2. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. Also, let me know down in the comments how I did, and because I would love to hear, and also just, you know, say whatever you need to say. I'd love to read comments. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye! Hello, Pile 3. If you chose the garden word and this image, this will be your reading on what is hidden from you. So I felt called to use this deck. Basically, I just want to pull a card right now that represents the topic of what exactly is hidden. Just so we could go based off that, and based off that, I'm going to use my intuition to choose whatever decks I feel called to use, or whatever cards. So let's pull one card first. Please help us provide, please give us a card that represents the message of what's hidden. The topic, what's the topic of what's hidden? A basis general card. We got the vision. And you were also given it kind of came in a little bit like that. So let's look exactly what this card means. Because there's so many cards in this deck. I don't really know every single one of them. I know I'm familiar with most of them. But what specifically is the vision? So the vision is the dream, the imagined, the revealed. We also have a bunch of eyes opened. So like, I feel like this is your third eye. It is said that we are each born with a unique vision, a destiny towards which we are aimed. It is also said that we forget this vision the moment we are born. Thus, we are sent on a lifeline journey of rediscovery. Such is exclusive nature of the vision. It slips away, yet guides. It appears in strange dreams and surreal visions, imagination, images, seemingly unattainable but preposterous. When we are connected to the vision, we carry an inspired, enchanted aliveness that others recognize. We trust the world and its synchronies. We walk through the new doors in wondrous opportunities. We all want to be near those with vision. They emit energy more potent than any elixir. When we lose connection to the vision, life becomes dull and exhausting, lacking meaning. Bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. Wow. Okay. When in dark, when in light, potent imagination, synchronicities, trust. When in dark, disconnect from the art and dreams, listless and aimless. Wow. So this is a very significant card. You can gauge how connected you are to the vision by how tired you are, since the vision feeds us energy. It affects our life force and fertility. Look at the art you've loved and when you were so young, listed to old records and poems. These are all the ways to activate the vision, your inner child. The goals you set. So that's very significant. That is very very just wow. Okay, so I think this card could be saying like your third eye might be closed, to be honest. I think you are lacking your intuition. You could be just not trusting yourself, trusting your what it is you want, trusting your gut. So your gut is probably trying to lead you in the path that you want to be in. For example, like maybe you are at a job that you are not happy with, relationship you're not happy in, a position in life you're just not happy with or in. And this is saying like you may be needing to redirect or realign your path in order to follow your true vision once again. You could be feeling dull, you could be feeling tired, you could be feeling unhappy. And this is saying like you need to be able to trust yourself that you will make the right decision and make the right decisions. I think this is definitely like saying trust and trusting yourself. You may not trust yourself. You may feel like, oh, but the right decision is to stay where I'm at, and this is what will, provide for me from forever. And in reality, it's like, no, it's not. Because if it was, you wouldn't be feeling this way to begin with. I think also there could be synchronicities, or there could be a lot of like angel signs being shown to you. There's a lot of things being like signs being shown to you. For example, we have 555 right now, and the temperature outside is 44. So 5 could be definitely significant. This could be talking about change. There needs to be a change. A realignment. Also, we just passed the time 555 in this recording. So yeah, so 5 could definitely be significant. I think this is definitely saying like you need to re-evaluate or remind yourself of what this dream is. And it also talks about like bring back the mystery, bring back the dreams. It's so interesting that it says that. Is maybe you have like, it's just so funny because in the last reading I was talking about bringing back stability in your life and like creating stability. But I think with this reading, it's like the opposite. You need to bring more of this intuitive feelings, knowledge you gain from your intuition. I think your third eye might literally be closed, and it's like you are a bit too grounded and stuck. It's like you're like a tree. You may have like a strong earth sign that might be causing you to stay stuck in a situation because it provides you comfort and support and stability, but it's not helping you be comfortable in uncomfortable situations in order to progress and grow and continue this path of your vision, your final vision, the vision, how you see yourself, where you want to be later down the line. So that's what I'm getting with that card. I think we should maybe pull some of these oracles. Let's pull some oracles. Let's put it in the center just because I feel like it's aesthetically pleasing. And let's pull some cards around that. She my best friend, yeah, we not a couple. I don't know why, but I feel like all these piles are pretty connected. Like, I feel like all these piles are connected. So if you feel called to watch another pile, you may want to. We got marriage came out. Okay. Wow. Right? I don't even know if I really shuffled that well when that card came out. Because I keep getting the same fucking cards. What is happening? I mean, this didn't come out for 3 piles, but still, like... Alright, let's pull one. Capricorn kept trying to come out. So Capricorn could be significant. There could be an addiction that maybe you're addicted to something that is causing you to stay comfortable and stay in. It could be a relationship, more specifically. It could be a marriage. Why is this not focusing? Hello, sure, ma'am. Focus on this bitch. Ah, god damn it. Alright. So, first off, there could be maybe a marriage that you are, or the thought of marrying someone. You're staying with this thought, and it could be a bit, limiting to your overall vision in life. We got House of Self. Bro, why are these the same fucking cards coming out again? One. The butterfly effect came out again too. Oh my god, bro, what? Okay, pile 3, you definitely may want to look at the other piles. 2, 3. Got spirit guides. Yes, definitely. I think you're lacking on your spirit guides. Your spirit guides are probably, especially an owl. You may, your spirit guide may be an owl, more specifically. I think someone is trying to speak with you. Trying to talk to you, trying to tell you something. And... yeah, let's pull some more cards. Bro, this is fucking crazy. Okay, pile 3, you definitely should watch all of these piles, to be honest, because I feel like this is like almost like the finale. I kind of want to pull ancestors too, like that feels right. Your ancestors might be your spirit guides, people that are like trying to guide you in a certain path. I saw Obsession came out for a sec. We have House of Philosophy in reverse. And it's so funny that we're right next to the Renaissance Man. There's a lot of fucking Renaissance stuff going on in this reading. And I just think it's so funny because I'm literally like studying this shit for school. So that could just be very significant. I don't know what exactly it's trying to say, but I think philosophy and reflection, like reflecting, like the thinking man, is very important for you somehow. I don't know if that's something, your future calling or something that's like supposed to be very significant in the future, that maybe is the vision in the future that maybe your spirit guides are trying to remind you of or guide you in that path. I think also, like, it might be a hobby as well that you have, like a side hobby thing. Because we do have like the Renaissance man. Like, this makes me think of Michelangelo, where he learned perspectives. He's learned, and like not even just perspectives in like displaying them physically, like for example in paintings showing drawing perspectives, but like actually thinking mentally, like philosophy, thinking about other people's perspectives mentally, like what their perspective is on this situation. Like, it's like you might be someone who has a very intelligent way of thinking. Um, you could be very philosophical. I think also that might be something of your calling. This might be your calling. Something very significant that you may impact the world with. Also, I think your spirit guides are trying to remind you that. Let me look exactly what the philosophy card is trying to say. She my best friend. Okay, what does the philosophy card represent? So, the philosophy card represents travel. It represents philosophy. It represents higher education, all defined in the ninth house. In the medieval astrology, this region was linked to places and people outside of your village. Now we interpret this area of the ninth house as both literal and intellectual exploration. Those born with natal planets in the ninth house are extremely curious and inquisitive, with deep-rooted wanderlust. And when the planets move across the ninth house, we often begin to study a new topic, we often begin to study a new topic, move to a foreign location, or adopt a completely different perspective. The ninth house encourages you to keep an open mind and be willing to learn new things as the world changes and expands. This house corresponds with Sagittarius energy. So, wow, that's so significant for the other readings as well. But also definitely with this one. I think you could be possibly going through a position or time period that is calling you to really change your vision, your perspective. I think you may be suffering from, if you are related, like let's say if you have seen the other piles, this may be saying to you, you need to rethink and change your perspective on these limiting beliefs you provide for yourself. There is a limiting belief you may be giving yourself that is causing you to stay stuck and stay put, and you need to change your perspective on that. I think that's also just in general for this reading as well. Like, even if you didn't see pile one or pile two, I still think that that's what that message is expressing. Um, and maybe more specifically with your ancestors and spirit guides, as well as the Renaissance man. Like, I think this may play a part with these cards. I think more specifically about your ancestors, like maybe you need to um maybe do some research, honestly, like do some exploration about your ancestors and who your ancestors were and what impacts did they have on the world today. Um and I think also the Renaissance man is maybe you are honestly like maybe there's some sort of significant person during the Renaissance that you might be related to, or it could be your spirit guide that is really pushing you um, within your hobbies, within your passions, within your vision with this, and also trying to help you re change your perspective and your philosophy on this vision. I think they're also trying to let you know about, I think specifically about marriage. You might be holding yourself back from a situation because, like in pile one, these two cards came out. It could be that maybe you hold your self worth with your marriage, and you're like, oh, I'm only important if I get married and have children. Or this could be, I'm this person wants, like, for example, if you're making a decision in a relationship, maybe you feel like this person will only find you worthy if you marry them or have a traditional life. And this is saying, like, that might be your limiting perspective that you may not even know anything about, or whether this person actually feels that way. And that might be a perspective you need to change and stop letting that limit yourself and limit the potential of that relationship. I think also another thing too is it might not even be involved in a relationship. You might just be feeling that way in general, like your self-worth comes from marriage, or your image comes from marriage. And this is saying, like, um it doesn't, there's so much more to you. If that's not what it's trying to say, it could also be saying the marriage above the first house of self, and the marriage, they're both upright, so I feel like this is supposed to be more of a positive message. We also have friendly, communicator, hard worker. All of this is upright, so this is supposed to be good. Let's see exactly what the first house says again. Let me read it. First house defined. The first house defines you. It represents the body you were born in, your physical appearance, your general temperament. Natal planets that occur in the first house, that occupy the first house, tend to have a very strong influence in the person's life. For instance, Mercury in the first house is a sign of a chatterbox, while the moon in the first house reveals someone who wears their emotions on their sleeves. This house corresponds with Aries energy. So, you could be someone who is very family oriented. Maybe this is trying to say very marriage oriented, like maybe traditional. I'm getting traditional. Like, I'm just thinking like a traditional way of living, getting married, having kids, having a big family. And maybe you feel like that may represent you and who you are as a person, or you may be feeling like you need to be this way because maybe someone else is that way. I think also this could be representing maybe you're just a very family oriented person, and that's who you identify yourself as. And maybe there's a decision you need to make that may play a part to that. Like, maybe you are figuring out who you want to be with, or there's some sort of like person you want to marry, or there's someone that maybe some sort of love interest that maybe you feel like is that way, very family oriented, very um that could just be the person they are. And there could be some sort of sense of it's kind of like undistinguishable. Like it's kind of like you may you don't have to lose yourself in a marriage. You won't lose yourself having kids, being working while having kids. Like I feel like this is saying like for some reason if you are continuing to the third pile and you're from pile 1 or pile 2, I think this is saying like for those of you this is saying um that's your perspective that you'll lose yourself in marriage. Your limiting belief is that, oh, if I get married, I'm going to lose myself. Or if I get with this person or be with this person, I'm going to lose myself. That's your limiting perspective. That is your perspective. You need to change that mentality and that perspective because it's not true. You could be married and still be successful in your career. You could get married, have kids, and still be successful in your career. Yeah, so that if that relates, listen to that. I think something else more specifically for pile 3, if you aren't watching pile 1 or pile 2, this could just be maybe you're a family oriented person. And then we have friendly, communicator, hard worker. You could be also very friendly, you could be a communicator, and you could be a hard worker. This could also be someone else that maybe you need to make a choice about. It's saying choose wisely. I really do think your ancestors, your spirit guides are really saying choose wisely. I think they're also saying think thoroughly, but also know that this is up to you now. We've tried our best to get you in the best position possible to where it is you want to be. Now this is your turn to make the decision. And this is saying, there's definitely a decision to be made, and know that every decision you make affects where you'll be down the line. And where you'll go. You could trust yourself now to make the right decision. Okay, I just talked 30 minutes about these fucking cards. Let's now pull some tarot cards. What else can we tell pile 3? What else can we tell pile 3? You know what? I think I kind of want to... We'll pull 3 tarot, and then I feel like we should pull some messages. I just feel called, like, you deserve some messages, pile 3. I feel like there needs to be some things that need to be said to you. What else can we tell pile 3? 1, 2, Knight of Wands. 1. We got these 2. The Moon and 4 of Cups. Well, 4 of Cups makes me think of contemplation, meditation. This makes me think of the thinker. Oh my god. The thinker. The image we just saw about the guy sitting down, thinking, the philosophy, contemplating. I think you need to contemplate and really think about maybe your decision. Reevaluate. Maybe not even about the decision, but more about your perspective on the decision. Maybe needs to be really reevaluated. I think also there could be a lot of illusion, a lot of self-limiting beliefs, a lot of fantasy things, a lot of illusion you may be putting on this connection. For example, like I said, high expectations. You are putting this person on a high pedestal, like imagining them as this magical being, when in reality they're not magical. They also have flaws, and you are having such high expectations that every time they don't meet your expectation, you get disappointed. And it's like you don't give this person a fair chance. It's not fair to this person because they're being their authentic self, while you're not seeing them for who they are and going based off that decision with that. I think like if this is a love situation, I think also there could be a lot of illusion you're putting on. Maybe if it's a job, you could be putting a lot of expectations for this job, and not really seeing it for what it is. Like, for example, like, let's say this person just doesn't do something that you like, or this job doesn't, you know, meet your expectation of what you wanted, and it's like you won't even give it a fair chance because you're like, oh, this immediate thing I don't like, no, I don't want it. And it could just be because you're scared. It could just be because you have anxiety about this situation, because maybe you really want it badly, but you're like, you're just limiting yourself because you don't feel like you're good enough. That could be something very specific. I think also the Knight of Wands, it says energy, passion, inspired action, adventurous, fearless, impulsiveness. Maybe you need to be fearless, be adventurous, be spontaneous, be passionate, find this energy again. You could be very stuck, like I said, and I think you've meditated, you contemplated, you thought a lot about this now. I think it's now time to make some sort of action towards this. Little steps, you don't have to go quick, but it's time to make some steps towards this. Okay, I want to take some messages now. Alright. I just saw the answer is yes, and I saw true friends. Let me shuffle again. Just want to make sure that your reading is accurate. And for you, pile 3. Right? We have good idea. I think they definitely are encouraging you to take action towards this situation. We have respect yourself. I think something specific is just because you may enter this relationship doesn't mean you have to, you know, limit yourself or lessen yourself or lessen who you are as a person. And you could respect yourself while being in a relationship, and any relationship. I see save your money. I also saw brown eyes and I'm drowning. So that maybe the person has brown eyes and maybe they are drowning. We have caffeine detox. I have learned so much. I think you are learning a lot. We have cupcake phase. Maybe you need to experience the cupcake phase with this person, or at least give it a chance. Before I also saw the card, they're trying to hurt us. But I feel like that's like maybe just a paranoia that you may be feeling. And even if they are trying to hurt you, you will figure that out at some point, and you'll have the intuition to tell and to know, and when to move on and let go from there. I think we also have long hair. We have caramel candles. We have societal standard stereotypes. Maybe that's something that is causing a lot of issues. Maybe you're worried about those things. We have I'm wearing a mask with you. Maybe someone isn't being truly authentic, like, you know, their true selves. And I think also it might be both of you, to be honest. And maybe you need to start being more authentically yourself. Take a nap and relax to recover. You may need to take some time to recover. Let's pull one more and then I'll pull some love cards because I just feel called to. 2. Blue eyes. Someone could have blue eyes in this situation. We also have white skin. Alright. So let's pull some love cards. She my best friend, yeah, we not a couple. Alright. 1, 2, 3. We have stalks you. Aww. Not because of the stalks you, but thinks you are truly amazing. So I think this person may stalk your social media. You may be someone who maybe posts a lot, or maybe you have just a big following, or have like just a lot of shit going on there, and maybe they really like to see what you're up to. Thinks you're truly amazing. Cares about what you think of them. They could be putting on kind of a mask because they care about what you think about them. Like it's not that they want to trick you or deceive you. It's kind of like they just want you to they don't want to make a bad impression. Like they care about what you think about them, and they don't want to like say something stupid or say something dumb that makes you, you know, repulsed by them or something. So they're kind of like, they're fearful of that. But I think both of you just need to be yourselves and to see and understand who you truly are and not be afraid, because they need to be able to make that decision for themselves, you know? They aren't setting their boundaries, leaving them holding on to grudges. There could be a lack of boundary setting that maybe needs to be set. Is always angry for some reason. Someone could be like very angry towards someone that maybe is leaving, like for example, maybe because of the grudges that they're holding on to, that maybe they need to really release and let go of, to really give this situation a chance. 2, 3. Wants to hug you. I think this person wants to give you a hug. 1, 2, 3. Will always be there to support you. I got stay away. So I don't know if this is actually a piece of advice to stay away from them. I guess this is how you interpret it. Do you feel like this is your paranoia saying to stay away? Or do you feel like this is your true intuition telling you to stay away? It could maybe be someone else that you may need to stay away from who has long hair. This could also just be stay away from maybe the situation at hand right now. Like maybe there's something that maybe it's just not the right time right now. Or maybe if this is a friendship, maybe this is saying maybe not delve into the relationship aspect. I'm not sure, to be honest, what that is trying to say. Someone in this relationship is taking and not giving. I think, for example, setting healthy boundaries is definitely a necessity in this relationship for sure, because I think there's a lot of issues with that. We also have, well, that card didn't flip over, so. 1, 2. We have, is wearing a mask with you. We got that card. Bro, over the same fucking card. Someone, yeah, definitely wearing a mask with you. And not being truly authentic, them authentic selves. Working things out. Things will work out. We have only sees you as a friend came, but it also came in reverse. So I guess this is for your interpretation. I want to say that they have feelings for you, but it could also just be that maybe they see you as a friend right now, or maybe they think you only see them as a friend right now. I think this is saying like things will work out either way, and this could also be saying that maybe this person would be able to work things out with you. All right. I think that's all I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for staying. I keep also seeing wants to give you a kiss underneath it. So I guess it's your interpretation. But thank you so much, Pile 3. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in one of my next ones. Bye!